Breeze maçı.
Haydi Navi, başarılar.
Navi neler pişirmiş. Çünkü Angel biliyorsun Ardis'e normalde pozisyon
Bu
bırakmıştı.
22. ay çok teşekkür ediyorum kanalımı destekleyin.
Neler hazırlamış bunu göreceğiz. Şimdi A tarafına doğru yerleşti aslında Navi biraz. Oyunu oradan sanki şekillendirecek gibi. Hatta belki bir A speed'e çevirebilir. Fnatic ise özellikle B'den çok
biz bu arada sanırım Giant'tan map almış olsaydık şu an garantiydi lan bizim durumumuz değil mi?
Evet yani Elbow'dan da net info çekildi aslında.
Yani round farkından falan garantiydi muhtemelen. Bir round farkımız daha da artı olacaktı.
Bir şekilde anladı Fnatic. Şu an
garantiydi.
Yok belki ama
kaybetsek ama map alsak bile yani.
Fnatic'in lehine gelişiyor.
2-0 bir tık olmamış.
Bir cevap verebilirler. Side'a geçtiğinde Navi tarafı hemen flash ve TP ve patlatma kombosu kullanıldı. Side'in etrafı temizlendi.
Bugün çok arayacağız yani. İnşallah iyi
gelen
oynar.
bir bıçak var. Bir de şunu söyleyelim. 2 tane şerif var.
Güzel plan.
Fnatic savaşmak isteyecektir.
Oo güzel de
Çok
Örk.
fena bir timing
Navi yazmış. Çizmiş oynuyor. Zipan da headshot'ı koydu. Angel da headshot'ı koydu. Zipan da headshot'ı koydu.
Zipan ve Angel'dan gelen killer.
Sakin ol Angel dedem. Overpeak'e hiç gerek yok. Fena şok dart değil.
4'e 2 avantaj tamamen Navi'de.
Zipan 3.
Round'daki 3. killini çıkartıyor. Shao hiç mide yürümese de olurmuş. Ve Ardis'in son killi. Navi ilk
çok rahat pistol Navi'den.
Az önce aslında tüm infoyu rakibine vermişti A geleceğine dair.
Hoş geldin. Navi tutuyoruz evet.
Fanatic istediği yerleşimi yapamadı A'ya.
Yani Navi kaybetse de olur aslında. Ama liderlik için iyi olur Fanatic'in kaybetmesi. Bizim liderlik ihtimalimizin artması için. Yoksa biz şu an bir map alınca muhtemelen playoff yapıyoruz zaten. Ya da Liquid kaybederse zaten yapıyoruz kesin.
3 kill çok karşılıksız kaldı.
Ama liderlik ihtimali için Fanatic kaybederse
hamle bekliyor. Stack var Fnatic'ten B'de. Dümdüz A girerlerse zaten boş side'ı bulmuş olacaklar. Tabii bir kamera var B'de. O kamerada pek bir şey görebilecek gibi gözükmüyor şu an için. Çünkü kimse hareketlenmiyor B tarafına.
Playoff'larda bu arada oynayacak aynen. Önümüzdeki hafta çarşambadan pazar gününe kadar yine hep beraber burada izleyeceğiz. O yüzden takip etmiyorsanız takip edin efendim.
Fnatic hala hareket etmiyor şu an için.
Haftaya muhtemelen her gün izleriz playoff maçlarını diye düşünmekteyim.
Evet, herhalde plan sesini bekleyecekler.
Yani biraz öyle görünüyor ve ondan sonra da Spike'a düşeceklerdir. Artık round'un çok fazla bir anlamı kalmadı.
Koş saydı buldular, geldiler.
Devamında.
Zipan alsasla
yani
planti.
Bakışı da görmüş olduk.
Aynen o alacak.
Bu
Orp
açısında
için
oynayabilmek herhangi bir Fanatic oyuncusu
yok,
için epey güç olacak.
Işi var
Flash geliyor, Flash'la birlikte TP geliyor Angel'dan. Aynı zamanda backside'a doğru bir patlatma geliyor.
9. ay hoş geldin.
Dediğin gibi keşif oku geliyor.
Şu an trade'inde kimse yok. Buraya beraber oynayacaklar. Uyuyarak çıktı bu arada.
Zorlanabilir Shao. 2 kill çıkardı
2 vurdu yalnız. O
Guardian'la biraz daha
almak lazım bir yerden. Bu FPX bay olduğu için biliyorsunuz bonusları çok
tarafından
güçlü bir şekilde yapıyor Navi. İki oyuncusu helal lan Ardis. İki oyuncusu çünkü düşse bile 3 sevdikleri an Vandal Guardian seviliyorlar. Şu iki pistolde oyuncu da Vandal çekiyor ve 4 Vandal bir Guardian oynuyorlar. Bu yüzden de çok iyi bir satın alımları oluyor. Başka ölmesin. Tamam şimdi gidip o silahı alın.
Ardis 3 skorla beraber kapattı.
Yetişir herhalde Suket'i almaya.
For these openers, but you get one attempt and execute. If that fails, you don't have the smokes to do it anymore. So it definitely has a high level of risk, but a decent amount of variance that they can try and pull in. For now, it is that slow default. They've still got 4 rifles. It's only the one that was lost from Shao in the previous rounds. There's still a lot of danger for Fnatic in this one. And they're playing it very passive indeed. No mid presence other than the slight juggle peek coming out from Chronicle. And eventually, with nothing really found, NAVI are going to have to build into that take.
If they were trying to bait an early rotation, it's not going to work this time around. There was no gate crash down for Dirk, and even now, his gate crash, I'm not sure if it's intended, but it didn't make it all the way through, so much more passive fallback keeps him around this site for a fight early, and Chronicle doubling up on the angle. They weren't ready for it, weren't expecting there to be another player around there. Angel, oh, he's stuck destroying utility, and the fight won by Chronicle leaves them in a very tough spot. Still a pistol on Shao, who will be quickly taken down, and Chronicle's looking to get that a little bit more. Although it's Dirk going to steal it away, the round goes to Fnatic flawlessly.
It's handily here flawless, but definitely not with the consistency we've seen recently from other teams. This time, though, a little bit quicker in their take of mid, but as you can see, Fnatic are not fighting for this whatsoever.
No, they've given up a lot of control, and again, a different Viper wall, despite Viper being on B. It's a much more aggressive one inside A main, blocking off a lot of space. If you're the attackers and you're not inside A main, as soon as that wall goes up, you've lost so much control of the map. There's just going to be a trap left to catch them as they push up, and these things are going to be interesting to see in the second half, where NAVI don't have that wall to work around. They don't have those setups and what they bring to play instead. In round 4, it looks like a very direct approach to the B site. Gate crash thrown out from mid. So this is going to get him in position to TP onto the boxes, and potentially even catch that Viper off guard. It's all timing based. Apparently, Artis is way ahead of it.
Even still, Alpha, he's going to get wrapped on. There was Angel. It was actually the fake out that got tagged initially. But Angel's going to go looking for information, just try and clear everything out on those back lines, even go potentially back through mid. May have even seen Durka going through the spawn. I'm not necessarily sure. It seems like Sugetsu's already holding for it, though.
Oh, there's the flash. That's going to give it away. Maybe for Durka, you know, it's the right play in a lot of situations, but the element of surprise gone. The flash is perfect! That double that secures main, gets ult online, and now they look to the site. They crash in, no flashes, but he can reveal the information. That's all this is about. One on the backside spotted. I don't think he saw Zipan somehow, but there's the info. Eventually connected. They can start the defuse, bait them into open fights, but Durka's gone down. Chronicle does well, protecting the president on the defuse, and Leo comes out to finish the final kill. Neck and neck, 4 rounds in. Fnatic have got some fight to this defense.
And it started this map off strong.
Let's have Fnatic a little bit of damage round 2, good connections. And the last 2 have left NAVI in a spot with just pistols. Cosmic Divide for Shao. Zipan has his Hunter's Fury as well. Artis, the only man with the rifle, and he's dropped alone. That rifle irretrievable at this point, and it's a wall bang, not even off the back of a reveal. Just having spotted him. A devastating way to lose the only real chance you have to do clean damage on range. They can still be nasty with the sheriffs, but those shots need to be precise. That's a good one to start.
Chronicle's lucky to be alive. Oh, aggression from Durka though, and he might just get both. Chronicle? Yeah, Leo's got a team kill, but we're just going to try and ignore that. Somehow that's brought it back though into a competitive position. Angel's got himself a rifle. Leo almost needs to try and fix this. He's going to be able to hear the steps already of Angel, and he may just catch the rotation. Timing here is going to be everything, because Alpha is on his way back around. I don't think Shao's necessarily going to be expecting this, and he won't spot Leo either. It's going to be left all onto the IGL. 1 versus 3 to try and at least do some damage here.
Well, this round would be a heaven sent with 13 seconds as he goes for the second plant. Having been spammed down originally, revealed, hit by the vulnerable of the snake bite, caught by a bit of decay, and now peeked out from the side. Really wasn't a lot of ways out of there for Angel. They had him surrounded and dealt with quickly, 3-2. And after a pistol round win and a follow-up, NAVI find themselves behind by a round. And on Shao, right? It's almost as good as it's a Viper wall every 2 rounds. If he's having a good game.
Except he's having a great game.
Then I guess you don't really need the ult, right? Just send him out to do some more of that.
He's like, guys, I got another 3K, we have the ult. It's like, yeah, you kind of killed everyone.
A slower approach to the attack. Again, we saw this in the pistol. Waiting for Fnatic's proactivity, for the overpeaks to come through. There's no pressure on this setup. And the other thing we haven't mentioned really about NAVI, the thing that hits me the most, some of my favorite plays and favorite strats on this map have revolved around a KO. And coming in without one, it can make things a lot more difficult and running into players like Alpha's setup. Curious to see if we have issues there later. Durka. This is a nasty position, not one you'll see occupied all too often at any level of gameplay. He's TP'd out to yellow. Although there's a decoy running around the left side, there's no one really to challenge him up close. Still catching the kill onto Artis from miles away. Flash is good, it's great in fact. And now everything left onto Zipan, a 1 versus 4, the spike not planted. They have a good idea where he is now with the push out of Durka. They've boxed him in as well.
Yeah, this is looking like prime Durka at the moment. He is just running right around the server. There is nothing that anyone on the NAVI squad could do. He's aggressive plays, playing as a unit, moving as a squad, gives you a lot less likelihood of being caught out.
Who's next?
Well, the ult popped. A minute 30 on the clock as Angel looks to move towards the site. Not a ton of information to work with, and well, now a little bit of danger. Oh, coming out of the ult, just tried facing him. That hasn't worked out according to plan, and now the response from Durka. They've already got the advantage, but they're not happy with it. Hunter's Fury thrown through for even more. All things considered, Navi might be happy with the amount they've been able to force out of Fnatic. They had a lot of ults online coming into this round, and with mostly pistols, they're able to take those ults out of their hand.
Yeah, I guess the counter is they've also used a couple of their own.
That's true.
Like, to get no kills in a round where you use Dimensional Drift and a Blade Storm is definitely not ideal, even if the ults are traded out on the other side. And if we're being honest, Dirk hasn't really needed them much thus far. He's playing an aggressive game, but a safe one at that. He's still going to go in for the further fights, looking to try and get himself even more in terms of that ult coming back. He used it this round as another Andaluthia flawless.
No. That wall has been blocking vision, not just on middle, but in tube as well. So that early information and early fights won't be there for Navi, and Dirk has taken advantage of it with an off-angle position. And although he doesn't hit his shot, there's no punish with the gate crash.
Yeah, that's the thing. He has not been greedy in any of the fights he's been taking. It really is incredibly disciplined Yoru play out from Durka right now. On the other side of things, can't say the same. Angel's been very aggressive, and he is not prepared for the reswing. Even still, it's only going to be a trade. Chronicle has gone down in response. But again, a lot of what we're expecting from this attack side is having those few smokes and then having Angel there to take the space. Well, Angel's already gone and they've got a minute left.
Well, that's it. Durka was showing him he's a little bit predictable. Sending the decoy out, and Durka just walks straight past it. Taking the fight on Angel, leaving them with an advantage, and now he sends out his own on the back of a flash. No, flash not committed just yet. He's holding on to that for a little bit later. In fact, it looks like he's about to get a push right up on top of him. Sugetsu down, but the trade comes in quickly. Advantage still sitting with Navi with that spike down. Shao manages to find Alpha just moments after the ult. And the shock dart for damage, but it won't get enough. Leo needs to find his kill on the zip, and there it is. His shock darts have been deadly for either side. There's still enough time to get this one done. And a position that they can manage to defuse on just behind that pillar. The orb going to be used. Delaying it with the grab well. Time's still there as they attempt it one more time. Here come the spams.
No.
Not quite on, and it's already too late. It's gone! Leo confirms it with the kills, but I don't think they could deny that anyways. Fnatic have stolen the round out, leaving Navi trailing on 2.
And that is almost is dead immediately. 5 HP.
Toe tapped. Luckily, the updraft saved his life and the utility that came alongside it. Trading out that HP for a little bit of control. It's interesting as well in that replay. I've never seen someone look so upset at getting a 3K in a round. Leo looked genuinely frustrated. There's Durka after the reposition, catching Zipban on the mid swing. And the 5 HP Artist about to step into a firing squad on B. You've got Alpha staring him down, and that shouldn't be too difficult of a kill. He's got to, I mean, you'd think he's got to be so careful. Artist on 5 health, playing it as if he's got 150, and Sugetsu's got one with the Sheriff. Damage has been done. It's not an easy round to convert, but this is one of the best chances they've had.
Wow, a little bit depressing, if we're being honest. Durka, though, still alive. And with this many players tagged up, it's like a kid in a candy shop, but I'll be interested to see if he actually goes through it as well. He will now. Has every single piece of information the team could ever need. 3 players already spotted. In fact, I wonder what he's going to try and attempt here. Just playing in front of that screen already. You can see the Viper util, but Angel does manage to win the fight. It's another incredibly low player.
Yeah, that's it. Sugetsu and Angel, a sliver of health. Sugetsu's quickly dealt with, so is Angel. A headshot. In fact, it's all down to Xiao's Sheriff. 5 kills on the board, 3 more to tally up. And the time, you can see how slow Fnatic are approaching this. They're waiting for the Toxins to come back up just to lock him out entirely. Still a grav well to work with, and that's going to buy him a bit of time, but they've gotten it halfway already. And the Toxins go down, but every shot needs to land. There's the first. Can buy himself another battle, another duel, and that's where it ends. Fnatic 7-2 in the lead. This is their map pick, and it looks... This is a bit more of a conventional spot. Chronicle almost serving as a bait. Trying to spot them out on the aggression, nothing there. Until there is. Xiao, very late in the round, peeking out, clearing every pixel bit by bit. He suspected the push. He's got himself one for it. Second gate crash used up by Durka, no more to fall back on. This will be for the B site, suspecting a late play there. You can already see rotations from Leo as well. And the read is perfect from Fnatic. I don't know what they've seen on A. If steps were heard by Durka's spot. Now he has to give that up, you'd imagine.
Will eventually fall back. Second man advantage gathered up, and almost a good flash in the end. It's going to have to be Durka going absolutely huge from the backline. He's going to drop the spike. There's still so many players here. Rotation eventually comes through, but he's now going to be stunned up, and nobody able to really capitalize off it. NAVI definitely have the information of where these players currently are, but you never know with Durka what he's going to be able to achieve. They've just gone swinging around the outside, though. They still know that he's here. It is Angel. A double to convert another round for NAVI. Finally, they break back onto the board.
Play. Angel spotting out a lot of info. He has a site clear. He has got Spike in his hands. I don't know if that's going to play into it, make him a bit more cautious. Apparently not. Alpha drop, traps down, and plant secured.
Yeah, another one for Artis as well. Seems like they're starting to wake up a little bit.
Spike planted.
Leo's still here, ducking out with an operator. Probably not the ideal gun for this sort of scenario. And they know exactly where he is. I thought for a second he was going to win that, but Xiao's a safe pair of hands. A 2 versus 5. Opportunity still. With Leo hitting shots like this, you can never really doubt when he's in this level of form, but clearing these players out is not going to be easy. There's not really a reason for them to overpeak. There's Sugetsu still in the middle as well. A late lurk, same as the prior round. Just try and make sure there's no escape and no chance of them getting any level of a defusal. And wow, eventually they'll swing in, and it's going to be the easy double kill coming.
Durka, but it's not as much as we saw before with this wall. Although that might change the next time those toxins go up.
My camera is destroyed.
Well, Durka again, looking for a little bit of aggression.
I have the spike.
Of course, for NAVI in this matchup, losing 2-0, I believe actually qualifies Heretics and puts them up against Gentlemates in the standings. Needing a 2-0 of their own. Definitely keeps things interesting, but I'm sure they won't want to do that. He's actually TP'd in! I didn't think for a second he was going to stick that one, but Alpha's just been destroyed.
Yeah, and the flash was absolutely perfect. Alpha couldn't see a thing. Boasters dropped as well. And this site wide open. We said how hard it is to hold on to control once Alpha falls. And with no Viper screen in play on this B site, there's next to no holding on. Op shot from Artis seems to be sealing the fate of Fnatic at a 7-5 scoreline. Durka also going to be dropped, and Leo doesn't stand a chance following that. 7-5 we go.
Got any plans, any aggressive plans? And well, fighting into tube might just be one of them.
I must wait a moment.
Part of their early half plan on the defense. Makes sense that the offense is going to be much the same. Some decent tags as well with the wall bangs coming through. Zipan and Artis have taken a lot of damage. Artis a little bit more now with that shot connected from Alpha. Fnatic will set their sights on A. Wall goes down. You can see how much easier it is to push into this site for the Fnatic squad. At least taking the control towards the site itself, planting for main as well. Although Xiao seems to be swinging wide around the side. Looked like he had a chance for a moment, but well, I guess they pushed him back with the util.
Zipan's lost the battle as well, putting this heavily in the advantage of Fnatic. Although Sugetsu at least gets one. I don't know if there's going to be too much more. Xiao still survived for an unbelievable amount of time, but eventually Alpha is there as he will put his 4th onto the board. And Fnatic was the original in terms of that aggressive run it down gameplay. And he started it off on the Jet. Wasn't a part of the Angel team at that point.
Here.
Played for a little team called Fish 123. We'll see if he can get anything in this round, because the rest don't really have too much. You got a Sheriff in the hands of Angel, who's already taken quite a lot of control. He's by the dropout of Tube, but again, it's sort of how much would he even be able to get from this position, especially with Fnatic being so patient. That's a nice shot, though, and that's Boaster out. A lot of the time, I think he may have even been holding on to some of the utility to try and get them in. Angel, though, on the re-swing is going to get nothing.
It was a little ambitious.
It has to be.
In a round where everyone's got rifles to work with. On the other side, not on your side. Artis has picked up a second now on middle, and I'm not too sure how he got that one. If I'm being honest, we'll get that one in a replay later for sure. Guys magnetized ahead, but so is Alpha by the looks of things. Clean, but he's tagged down to 31. Another well-placed shot coming out of Artis, and with 14 seconds left, they've got to be speedy, making their way into this site. But Artis doesn't know where Alpha had gone. Element of surprise, catching another kill for Alpha and leaving Sugetsu all by his lonesome, Sheriff in hand, and not a lot of hope. I think going down to the spike might be the end game.
Yeah, I think he was originally trying to find some sort of weaponry, pushing all the way down the bottom of mid, but didn't really see anything in the end. And now you can see the players on Fnatic are just not really giving him a fight, clearing their flank, making sure that he hasn't been able to get in behind them. And now everybody trained in, trying to spot this man out. For Durka, obviously normally you'd want to try and throw him over or throw his gun over to a pistol player, but they are not surviving at this stage. He was hoping for an orb as he's only a couple away from having that dimensional drift. But for Sugetsu, as you said, it's just going to be going down to the spike. A 4-round gap now created.
So, does an IGL need to frag? Well, Fnatic are 4 rounds ahead. Both just got 1 kill. Think that might seal it. Shadow was right.
He's also helping himself out a little bit with that comment, but let's ignore that.
I don't know what you mean, Tom. I don't know why he wouldn't say it was the truth. He had a great map earlier on as well. I think Magnum would agree. But 9-5, looking for double digits.
Shadow would as well, just because of the last week. Either way, it's a little bit of aggression for the defense, but they haven't really been able to find too much. It's so patient from the side of Fnatic. They are waiting for somebody to aggress, someone to make a mistake. And in the meantime, slowly garnering up map control. I think their tube presence thus far has been a problem. You can only see Xiao trying to adapt to this.
There's definitely a snake bite there. Canceling out any chance of utility out of Zip, and Recon going through. And the pressure's on. Doors opening back up. Players on site. Having so many angles to consider, but Fnatic with 30 seconds left on the clock, they've pumped the brakes yet again. And from the perspective of the other squad, it's got to be frustrating. You go out to check if they're still here, if there's any players around, you lose your life. Xiao just had that happen. Although Chronicle taken down, seemed to equalize things a little bit. 12 seconds left. Spike goes in for the plant. They finally dealt with Zipban, but Artis is still here. No angle to deny, and with 24 HP, very nearly loses his life. You want to see him wait for Sugetsu. He's on his way around to main. That off angle could help them out. In fact, Sugetsu had the chance, but Durka ripped his head clean off. And now he's looking for another target, finding it with great success. Double digits for Fnatic and double the score line of their opponents.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds where NAVI had the right route.
Yeah. Well, knife up and over. And as I said, a big factor of a lot of these attacking sides when it comes to Breeze. I think I didn't even say attacking side, I said plays in general, but specifically on the attack, the value of having agents like Viper and KO, to me, it's tenfold what we're seeing on the other side. Not to say that Navi's comp, I think, as I said the other day, Vlad made a great point that not every comp works for everyone. It's not a one-glove-fits-all kind of scenario. You have to find what works for you. For
I
Navi,
don't think this one works for anyone.
Yeah, right? But hey, if Angels picked it up, there's got to be a reason. Not a great start with the pistols. Double shut down on elbow. They found the information. It is a B hit, but there's not much they can do to react to that. All pressure on Artis. And, well, he is eliminated before he even gets a chance.
Yeah, he had a 50-50 chance of looking towards the fake out, and he guessed wrong. Zipan now just hoping for anything, and oh no, okay. Leo is a merciful, merciful man, because there was no thing that they won't close out just a couple of rounds. Seems unlikely. This is why there was save credits. Artis, oh, he's not going to get out of there. It's a one and done. Okay, Durka has been getting probably about 40% of all of Fnatic's kills, so maybe it's technically taken down a couple of players. But I don't know if they're going to see it that way.
Say the same for Artis, though. He's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting on NAVI. Now he's down and out, so equal trades. Well, that seems to put Fnatic a step ahead from what we've seen so far. And it being the attack side, this map now thins out. It's the same size, but the numbers you've got to defend it, not quite there. That's a free kill onto Sugetsu, from Sugetsu, pardon me, onto Boaster. Just a swing out on mid, catches a Viper, I guess setting up a lineup, or just holding the angle for his team, but Well, you can see him clearly behind that box.
Look how far Alpha's managed to get. They're wary that he's still in tube because he's been there every single round. He's just managed to walk out onto the side without anybody even noticing. And then it's a little bit of a bait from his teammate just to give him the freebie of a kill. Nice shot from Zipan, at least, and a second one added to the death toll. It leaves Leo. A clutch scenario. 15 and 6 so far. He needs 3, and he's not even going to get the first. His opposing Swede will take him out, and finally, Navi have their first defense.
Can be good with the ultimate in the back pocket. It can be free.
Again, last round, the biggest threat was taken out almost immediately. I'll see if they'll be able to deal with Durka again. You can see already that aggressive position, the exact spot that Artist got a kill from last round has already been cleared with the drones, so Fnatic are trying to react to him, and I can understand why, with how he's been playing. Alpha, he's straight back there again. I said, in tube, he's been a menace. They've been watching for him all the time. This time, he heads in with an operator, and immediately after this, Fnatic look to just execute. Move straight through almost immediately. Durka is trying to clear these angles, but he hasn't actually managed to spot anybody within this site. It's only going to be Xiao here, just trying to catch someone off guard, and while Angel is going to go down in the end.
Xiao's in a nice spot to follow up on as they attempt to push the Hunter's Fury. Durka getting a little ahead of himself, has given 1 kill back, but it's still a 2 versus 4. The advantage clearly in favor of Fnatic. The only downside is not having planted that spike just yet. But even as these Navi players move towards the site to attempt to deny it or to defuse it later, Poster has an off angle.
Alpha just ran up.
Alpha just runs. You know, sometimes you got to take the fights. Can't hide away.
I would love, I don't know if he would have said anything, but I just like the idea. What are you guys waiting around for? Yeah. Just go straight in his own hands. We saw this with the Marshal a few rounds ago, that when he's given the opportunity to be aggressive, he definitely can cause teams issues, but for the most part, Fnatic have had all of that and more.
A very slow approach from Fnatic. 1 pick and they can pop that neural theft, find out where their opponents are, make a decision on the fly. Always a problem with someone like a Yoru around. That flash perfect.
Nice.
And the updraft from Artist connects the kill. If not, it would have been Angel trading it out anyways. Now they reset for the A side control, but Durka's taken some of his own. Decoy on its way out. Good tag and good follow-up. Zipan thought he had a fight on his hands, but the decoy kept him in position long enough for the ult to work out. Only Sagetsu left to make this one work, and the neural theft got the assist at least. 13-6 on map number 1. Breeze was